This video is on drug court and diversionary programs in Madison County. If you are charged with a drug crime in Madison County, Alabama, you may be able to avoid a conviction if you're willing to participate in a drug counseling, drug diversion type program, of which there are two. So in this video, I'm talking about primarily felony cases. If you're charged with possession of marijuana, you may be able to participate in a drug counseling program as well, but this video is about the felony drug cases. If you're charged with a felony drug case, there are two potential programs available that can help you avoid a conviction. The first and most common program is something called the Pretrial Intervention Program. The Pretrial Intervention Program is a program that is made by and offered through the district attorney's office. They are in control of the program, they administer the program, and it's not a judge who decides whether you get into that program, it's the district attorney's office. So if you have a drug case and you don't have much of a criminal record, you can have some minor criminal record, although if you have convictions for the same kind of offense, you're probably not going to get offered that. But let's say you're charged with whatever, possession of cocaine, and you have a misdemeanor theft case, you may still qualify. So that's a case-by-case basis, and your lawyer would need to speak with and negotiate with the prosecutor to see if they would permit you to participate if that's what you want. But that program, the prosecution is the gatekeeper, and you would talk to your lawyer who would speak with the prosecutor and see if they can persuade them to allow you to participate in that program. That program has a default length of up to 2 years. Doesn't mean you'll necessarily be in the program for 2 years, but it does mean that it can last as long as 2 years. To get in that program, you are required to write out an admission. You have to say, I am guilty, I did it. And you have to agree that if you get bounced from the program, if you fail to complete the program, your confession, your statement saying, hey, I did it, is admissible in court against you, which pretty much assures that if you flunk out of the program, well, you'd be convicted if you proceeded to court with it to a trial. So most people who fail wind up taking some sort of a plea. Now, the second program is what's called and drug court is different than the pretrial intervention program. Drug court, if you notice it has the word court in it, drug court means that you go to court. And drug court is available to people who may have a more serious record or a more serious case. Again, it is up to the district attorney's office whether or not to offer it, but since it is a program through the court system, a judge is ultimately responsible for this. And if you fail out of drug court, it doesn't mean that you're prosecuted. It means that you are convicted and you are going to be sentenced. Most drug court plea agreements, almost all as far as I know, have a set time in jail, in prison, if you fail. So for example, maybe somebody says, I want to do a drug counseling program. The prosecutor looks at the case and says, well, this guy's had some prior stuff. He's not going to qualify for the pretrial intervention. However, I will offer him drug court. It's not as good because a drug court plea will say something like, okay, here's the deal. He's going to plead guilty to a sentence of maybe 5 years split where he serves a year in jail, but we're going to suspend the whole thing. And how it works is the person would then go to court. The judge says, are you guilty? And the person says, yes, I am. Here's where it changes from a regular guilty plea. The judge says, hold on, this is a drug court plea. I'm not going to accept. I'm not going to take your guilty plea. We're going to take the paperwork from your case where you've pled guilty and we're going to set it aside. I am not going to accept that plea at this time. You're going to go and complete the program, hopefully successfully. If you complete the program successfully, then when you come back, I'm going to dispose of your plea. We're going to throw it out. I'm going to dismiss the charges against you and you have no conviction. So either of these programs potentially allow a person who has gotten in some trouble and who is willing to accept responsibility for what they did to avoid a conviction. Whether or not it's right for you, of course, I can't say because this is just a videotape, but you should talk to your attorney if you're interested in this and see if they can negotiate a resolution in that fashion. Again, if it's something you're interested in. If you're in some sort of a legal jam here in North Alabama and you'd like our help here at Siegel & Siegel, just give us a call. The phone number's below. I'm attorney Andy Siegel. I hope you find these videos to be helpful and informative. Thank you for watching.